Hey, I'm here with Dr. Frank Tufaro, PhD in molecular biology. Dr. Frank Tufaro has done extensive research in the areas of virology and cancer. He's founded several both U.S. and Canadian biotech companies, several successful startups, and dedicated the better part of your professional life to helping others with their health. So let's talk about Lifeforce's newest product, Vitali-C Plus. Frank, you were involved in some of the ingredients that we researched and developed for this product. Tell us what got you excited initially about Vitali-C Plus.
Yes, thanks for having me here. The thing I like about Vitali-C Plus, I've been working in this area now for 4 or 5 years on thinking about immunity, and people ask me all the time, what ingredient should I take, or how can I nutritionally support my immune system? And they really want one ingredient, and there really isn't one ingredient. You really want a balance of several ingredients that work at different points in your immune system. The immune system is very complicated, and therefore you can't do it with one ingredient. So when I saw the ingredients in Vitali-C Plus, I said, that's terrific. Once a day or twice a day, you can take a product. It has all the ingredients you need on a daily basis to keep your immune system working well.
Now, all your experience and research with the immune system, do you feel like people take their immune system for granted? Let's talk a little bit about the immune system.
Well, I always say, if I asked you about your blood pressure, or people know about that. If you ask them about their bones, they know about glucosamine, and they know about these kinds of things. But the immune system is much more complex in that there's not one organ like your heart associated with your immune system. It's really all over your body. I think people should realize that drugs don't keep us healthy. Drugs are really a last resort, not a first resort. We have evolved to be alive because of our immune system. It is the only thing between us and death from very simple things. We would all die from the common cold if we didn't have a functioning immune system. And there's a lot of evidence for this. It's not just thinking that maybe this is true. We know it's true. Unfortunately, people who have transplants and their immune system is reduced by drugs, they can get illnesses. We have proof that a strong immune system can keep you healthy, and it's really important to nutritionally support your immune system before you have to resort to drugs.
What are some common things out there that we take for granted that might be hurting our immune system or bringing it down?
Yeah, and there's two kinds of things. One of the things we can't really control too much, things like as we get older, our immune system peters out. Unfortunately, just like the rest of our bodies, age does take its toll. Cells have clocks in them, and as we get older, the clock runs out and a lot of cells die. And your immune system really depends on new cells, new immune cells circulating in the body. So that's one problem, age. Drugs, people who take blood pressure drugs and things like that, a lot of them can affect the immune system. Lack of exercise, lack of sleep, stress, not drinking enough fluids. Unfortunately, all the things we all do, eating too much fat, those are all things that have known to affect the hormones in our body and the proteins that circulate. All of that can materially affect our immune system in a negative way. It can make us a little less healthy.
And I know right now, especially in these challenging times, stress. You talked about not eating healthy, things not drinking enough water, simple things. But how does stress impact our immune system and all those other factors taken into consideration?
Yeah, well, stress can changes your chemistry basically, and also it tends to lead to other behaviors sometimes that are you're perhaps working too hard, or sometimes you're sedentary, you're sitting in the office all day worried about things. Our immune system hasn't really evolved very much over the last 500 years. Evolution takes a long time, but think about how our life is different now than it was 100 years ago or 500 years ago.
Right.
Back then, people were out working in the fields, eating healthy food, not processed food, trans fats. All those things didn't exist. Our immune system is now faced with trying to work very well, but our whole life has changed. We very quickly have changed our lifestyle, and our immune system is trying to catch up.
Now let's talk specifically about Vitali-C Plus. We know vitamin C and zinc are great for us. There's lots of products out there with vitamin C and zinc and cold-fighting products of that nature. What got me excited initially about Vitali-C Plus was pine cone extract. I'd never heard of pine cone extract, and I'm sitting here with an expert on pine cone extract. Give us some of your passion on pine cone extract, the research behind it, the history.
Yeah, pine cone extract is a new ingredient to the United States, but it is not a new ingredient by any means. It's been known for hundreds or thousands of years by the Greeks. The Japanese have been making a pine cone tea to stay healthy for many years. They knew the benefits of of the extract of pine cones, and it has some very special properties with regard to the immune system. And I first got involved about 5 years ago working on pine cone extract. We actually, as a scientist, I was brought in to say, can you look at the data on pine cone extract? And I went to look at the data that was published and realized that this actually, it does have some good science behind it. And we made a decision to get involved with the ingredient to make it available in powder form in the United States. And now Vitali-C Plus will be really one of the only places you can get pine cone extract in the United States and around the world.
And have you ever seen a product that combined all of these ingredients, vitamin C, zinc, cassis, quercetin, blackcurrant, and now pine cone extract?
No, it's a great product, and part of it is, again, people, you don't want to have to give them 15 different pills a day. You know, there's something called compliance. People don't like taking all those pills. They have to remember when to take them. This is a really nice product from several angles, in my opinion. One is, first of all, it's a powder which you can put into a liquid, and it's nice tasting. It's easy to take. Nothing tastes bad about it. It's really terrific. Secondly, these are a combination of different ingredients that you should be combining. So it's a natural, it's already combined for you. You don't have to try to do your own science. You've got scientists who've now said this is a good blend of things to keep you healthy. They work at different points in the immune system or in fighting off disease. So you take one, you'll be missing the other 4 or 5 ingredients. This is a nice blend. The other thing is this is natural, no sugar. We don't need more sugar. And many of the products out there either have a lot of artificial chemicals or sugar in them because what's in them can taste pretty bad in many cases. So you have to hide it with sugar. In this case, you don't have that. So those are, I think, really very positive things. I'm looking forward to using the product myself.
And lastly, Doctor, what can we do to make sure our immune system is working at its best so we can fight off these? We're under attack every day, it seems like. What can we do to keep it working at its best?
And I think it's important to point out, too, that when we talk about the immune system, again, we don't want to just put it in a box and say, okay, this is my immune system. Your immune system affects everything in your body. Heart disease, arthritis, thyroid conditions, cancer, all of these diseases are affected by the immune system. Okay? If you have a healthy immune system, you can be helped with every one of those diseases. And also, of course, autoimmune diseases. So the thing is, the other part of this is there's not a lot of drugs that are effective against these things. Drugs are full of side effects, and they're meant to keep you alive when you're really sick. Natural products are really, again, we call it nutritional management. You're trying to do it naturally. Let's stay healthy so I don't miss work, I don't have to go to see a doc, I don't have to take a drug which could cause more side effects. And if you can do that in a way that is safe for you and doesn't have any side effects, it's terrific. People sitting at home can't really, they don't have the time to figure all this out for themselves. There are thousands of publications, probably tens of thousands of publications on the ingredients that are in Vitali-C Plus, scientific publications. And you really need trained people to say, yeah, this would work well together. And that's really been done. And I'm looking forward to it. I think that, again, the natural ingredients, lack of sugar, and the unique combination could really be terrific for people's immune system.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Doctor. It was great to have you and sharing all your expertise with us.
That's a real pleasure anytime.